Dave Abrams.
And I'm Kristin and Dave. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll tell you all about when it's safe to swim in the creeks and rivers and meet a special lady who is helping the homeless while saving the environment at the same time. But first, making headlines this week. There's nothing like National Night Out, and folks turned out at 4 locations in full force to support our first responders. Some people, like the guy sitting next to me, thought the rain would shut things down, but nope, nothing could dampen our spirits. At Early Heights Volunteer Fire Company in Severna Park, or Pasadena, or Severnadina for some.
Severnadina, good one.
Their 4th annual night out was another big success.
These events take a lot of work to organize, to plan, to schedule, everything that goes into it to make these National Nights Out such a nice event for the whole family. So let's please give these organizers a big round of applause. And in recognition of their efforts, we have an executive citation that reads, "The citizens of Anne Arundel County, Maryland salute Eastern District National Night Out, Early Heights Fire Station. On behalf of the citizens of Anne Arundel County, we offer you our sincere gratitude for your continued dedication to National Night Out and for your support of this very worthy program. We extend to you our sincere appreciation and best wishes as you continue to serve the community. Thank you. Appreciate all you do."
The turnout was also great in Brooklyn Park, Crofton, and of course Shadyside. Now I was in Brooklyn Park, Dave.
Right.
How were things at Early Heights?
It was packed.
Yeah.
I was amazed, and especially because you know how I am.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of drizzling at 5 o'clock. And
You're
it's
negative
looking
Nancy.
Ominous. Everybody's kind of looking around. And I'm like,
Shut it down.
Chief, just shut it down.
Shut it
he's
down.
like, nah. He's like,
He's a believer.
well, last year, if you recall,
we had
got
some bad
rained out
storms.
big time. Like,
Yeah.
it was downpour.
And I think that was a catalyst behind people wanting to stay open this year, is because last year did get shut down pretty early.
And at Early Heights last year, it poured, but then the sun came out and it was perfect. So it was different, like at different locations. Like Fort Meade, it was not happening. Like
Yeah.
it was soaked. But what a cool event. And it's just, you know, in this day and age, Kristin, when, you know, everybody needs like something fancy and 3D and special goggles and virtual reality and all this stuff, to see people come out like that for
Good old-fashioned family
to go to the
fun.
fire station and get some sliders and
Yeah.
watch the
Ooh.
canine demonstration.
Were there food trucks?
There were.
Oh my gosh,
there were
I'm
not
so jealous.
Not per se. There were, but there was a certain franchise that has certain pulled pork and brisket items that had sliders there.
Delish.
Yes, and
Delish.
I heard it was very good. I was busy working, so
Yeah.
I didn't try it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it's nothing fancy. It's just come out, be with your neighbors, have some fun.
And most
you know?
importantly, talk to our law enforcement and learn about the programs that they have available in your neighborhood.
I mean,
Really
what kid does
strengthening
not
those
want to sit in the police
partnerships.
in the police car?
Yeah.
Like that's
Turn
it.
the lights on.
That's it.
Yep.
They love that. And the canine demonstrations. I mean, it was like Star Wars.
Well,
like, people were so excited.
I don't mean to brag, but we had the helicopter. Fancy.
So yeah, tell me about Brooklyn Park.
Brooklyn Park was great. We were at Amy's Place, which is this really awesome space that serves as a community center, but also a theater. So they do shows there. They do other events. They have showers and other kinds of functions there. And at first, they had lost power for a brief period of time.
I heard about that. That played
Yeah.
a part in me not going there.
Oh, well, you missed all the fun afterwards.
I know.
So they had snowballs, they had popcorn, hot dogs, they had a lot of great vendors and a lot of great county folks there that were handing out information and goodies like us.
You know what? I gotta do a shout out to our friend, let's just say Dominic. Because the police department always gets on me about how to say their names and stuff. Like
Okay.
you're supposed to say Corporal such and such. Let's just say Dominic. He's with the K9. He helped us with our police recruitment videos. He had to get bit so many times.
Aww.
It was like, do it again. Dog comes out, chases him, jumps on him, bites him. Do it again.
You guys should have hired Will. He would have loved that.
He really, I mean, these guys are used to it.
Yeah.
Like they don't mind. They like get all fired up about it. It's kind of weird. But,
Well, thanks, Dominic.
Yeah, Dominic's a tough guy.
Yeah.
Well, many of you know that our Safe Stations program is a national model for getting people the help they need with drug addiction. In April, Safe Stations completed its first year in operations, and this month it hit another milestone of helping more than 1,000 1,000 people, Kristin, start the path to recovery.
Wow.
This week, we at Arundel TV released a 30-minute documentary taking you behind the scenes of the heroin epidemic with the people on the front lines every day. Take a look.
I've got a drug and alcohol problem. It's been going on about 17 years.
But you're here, right? And you're asking for help. Just a couple more questions though before we get into that. I meet the client where they're at. So if they're coming to the safe station, there is a glimpse of them that want the help. Whether that glimpse lasts longer or just very short, it was there. And so that seed is already in them that they want to get well. But again, when you're starting to withdraw and not feel well, the only way to get well for them in their brain is to go out and use again. So just instilling the hope in them while they're on the safe station with a clear, well, hopefully a clear mind, that we let them know that we're here regardless of what their decision is today, whether they want to go into a resolution service or they want to end up back in the community. And that's really what my goal is. I don't like to force anybody into anything, so just letting them know we're here.
Please, everybody, take the time to watch this video and help us spread the word. Also, thank you to all the people who made this documentary possible, including Jen Corbin, the Director of Crisis Response System, Chief Altamari, Chief Graves, and so many others. They work so hard to save lives, Kristin.
I mean, we've said from the beginning, since we've been talking about this, it really takes a team effort from all areas.
Yep.
So.
And to do this every day and not get discouraged is really inspiring to see these people. Like they see a lot of bad outcomes, but they still come in every single day and think of every person as a new opportunity, and that's inspiring to see people do that.
Couldn't agree more.
Kudos to them.
Kudos. So Dave, we talk all the time about these stormwater restoration projects, and why?
Because they're kind of, what's that?
Because they're kind of cool.
They're cool.
But hard to spot behind shopping centers and in the woods, so we really want to get them out there and let folks know what's happening.
Right.
This week, the county completed what we call here at Week in Review a smart pond. Program director and all-around rock star, Eric Michelson, took us on a tour of the facility. Eric?
I'm Eric Michelson, administrator of the county's Watershed Protection and Restoration Program. We're in Laurel here behind the Corridor Marketplace, one of the commercial complexes out off 198. We are at the site of a recently retrofitted stormwater management facility. Prior to the work that was done here, this was a large, what's called a dry pond, basically designed simply for flood control. And it's been retrofitted as part of our full delivery of water quality improvements project, with a OPTI, continuous monitoring and adaptive control system, which allows the outflow of the water from this pond to be metered out based upon weather predictions and the current conditions in terms of how much water is in the facility. You can see on the far embankment there's actually a little solar panel. That's the brains of the operation. Essentially controls the valve that lets water out of this pond in a controlled fashion based upon the amount of water that's in the facility and the rain that's predicted. Right now the facility is about half full as a result of all the rain that we got last week, but will eventually draw down to quite a bit further after the rains pass. It's preparing itself for the rain that we're getting, or we're looking to get this afternoon as well. But it represents a really innovative technology, the first of its kind project in the county, and one that we're very excited to see get into the ground.
That's one smart pond, Dave.
Rock on, Michelson.
What do you think that
thing have
pond
Bluetooth?
got on its SATs?
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
It's a smart pond.
It's a Bluetooth pond?
I'm sure there's an app for that. There actually is an
probably,
app.
yeah,
There is an app for that. They had it. They had this up on an iPad, and you can monitor what the water level is in the pond, and it tracks it, of course, by day and by time and whatever, and you can look for trends and all that.
So it's something that Eric could check in the sweet confines of his
Eric
home.
would be like,
Sort of
It's
like
a
when you're at
pond?
work
What
and you're
pond?
checking on your house.
But where's the pond?
Where's the pond? How
Who's
high is the
emptying
pond?
What's going on?
What's in the pond?
It's a smart pond. What can I tell you, Eric? It doesn't talk though. I think it should talk.
Like Kit,
Red alert.
the car.
It is going to rain and I'm going to get higher. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we will talk to Cherié Sampson about her cool idea to help the homeless. Take a look at our community calendar for events happening around town, and we'll be right back.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Welcome back. Joining us in the studio this week, we have a very special guest, Miss Cherié Sampson, who is here today. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
I have personally been so excited to meet you. Dave, attest?
Absolutely. She called me frantically
I
this
did.
morning and said,
I did.
"Why didn't you tell me?" And I
We're
said,
going to have her on the show today. Are you kidding me? And we have you today because you are doing something incredible with something that we all pretty much use every day. And I know it has been a hot spot for the recycling program lately because no longer are plastic bags accepted in curbside recycling. They gum up the machine.
Right.
They have to be collected clean and dry so they can be made into future products. And there's something else that, you can take them back to the grocery store, you can take them to the recycling centers. You found something else you can do with these, and that is this mat that we're going to talk about today. Now, tell me how you got into this project.
Well, it was just something that happened. I belong to Women of the Moose and the Annapolis chapter.
Shout out.
Women of the Moose.
Woohoo! And I went up to Frederick because they were having an event. And Caitlin had already, and her group, made mats and donated them to their county. She happened to have a mat with her. And I said, oh, as soon as I saw it, I said, I've got to do this. So that's how I started doing it. And then upon reflection, it was just time to give back. All right, so when I was out of state for a couple of months, came back, and the chapter took this on as a project. So the Moose Lodge collects the bags, and they help us out along with other people. So that's how I actually got started doing it.
And it's really, leave it, give it back. It's pretty thick.
Yes.
And
How many bags? How many
Well,
bags?
this is folded in half, so if you
Okay.
uncinch it, you can
And I like
do
this because you kind of made it's easy to carry.
Well, there's supposed to be a strap on it, but I ran out of time. So, see, it's doubled.
We'll give you a pass on that.
Oh, okay, it is in half. And I imagine that this really does provide some comfort, especially in colder months, and it's nice and thick. And I can't believe this is with plastic bags.
How many bags? How many bags is this?
500 to 700 for each mat.
Whoa!
Now, walk me through how you make the yarn.
Okay, after you have a plastic bag, and of course you have to make it nice and flat, and then you lay it down, but you have to cut off the seam and then the handles. Then you cut it in half this way, and then a half and half again. So you end up with 4 strips, and then you just link the strips together.
Really like you're weaving or like
Yeah.
a crochet, more like a crochet. And again, 500 to 700 bags. Wow.
Better get started, Kristin.
And is there a specific kind of bag that you use or what you're looking for? These are mostly white plastic bags. I'm sure
they
you get
come in different colors.
Different colors.
And some of the multicolor ones that have a different background, we need to be careful because they're thicker plastic. If they're thicker plastic, we can use it, but it has to be intermingled with it. Some of them, there's one company that I can't even use their bags because they're just too heavy.
Okay, so it does make a difference.
Yes.
Have you gotten your process down where you can do it like pretty quickly, or how long does it take to make one of these?
See, I don't know because I do the pickup of the bags, I sort the bags, I cut the bags, I make the yarn, and then I crochet. So this mat here took me probably about 2 weeks. But I really worked hard at doing that because I wanted to bring something that was almost finished.
Right.
I probably have a couple more hours work on there.
It's a prototype.
Yeah.
So what happens next? So how are you gonna? I feel like we're on Shark Tank. So how are you gonna scale this? How are you gonna make this a multi-million-dollar? No.
Please don't say that. My brother-in-law wanted me to do that.
Oh,
you
right.
know? He wanted me to start a 501c3, and
Well, you never
excuse
know.
me.
You never know.
I'm going to be 70 in a couple of weeks. I don't want to work anymore.
That's right. That's right. You want to have fun.
Yeah, this has turned into a full-time job.
Teach the Mises. Is it Mises? The moose, the plural of
Moosettes.
the Mises.
Moosettes.
I like that.
You can teach the Moosettes.
Co-workers is the proper name.
Build a team of people to do this for you, and then you are the CEO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, boy, does this sound familiar?
Yeah. Anyway, so what is your goal with it, basically?
My goal is one that I work with Justin with the Department of Social Services.
Shout out, Justin.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Justin.
Yep.
And we've already finished 5 mats, gave them to him, and they're going to be dispersed. I forgot the question.
So,
What's the next step? You make
the
the
next
bag.
basically as many as we can do, right?
Right.
One
He
person at a
has
time.
about 70 clients, I think he said.
So he's distributing them.
Right. I'm not sure. I may get to go with one of them.
Yeah.
You know, depending if they want someone else to go there and take any photos or, you
Getting
know.
out to the folks who need them.
Yes. And, you know, it's like I keep saying, you know, just because you're homeless doesn't mean that you're a bum.
That's right.
All right, you could just be down on your luck or for, you know, lost your job, lost your, whatever the reason may be.
Right.
You know, so if this brings just a little bit of comfort to them, all the better.
Yeah.
And we're recycling, we're getting rid of some of these bags. And then a woman from the Wheaton chapter asked me to save my scraps, which would be the handles and the seams, and she's using them for stuffing for pillows.
So 100% of the bag is being recycled.
Exactly.
And it's really going towards a good cause.
What is it? Reuse, recycle?
Reduce, reuse, recycle, Dave.
So this is one of the big 3.
Repurpose.
Repurpose.
Reusing.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, as we were saying when we unfolded it, it's thick. It gives you,
Yeah.
I imagine it gives you a lot of comfort, gets you off the cold ground.
Right, it's some insulation.
Easy to carry, you've got the straps.
And, you know, if it gets dirty, hose it down.
Yeah.
And if this particular person is more mobile than stationary, with the strap, they can carry it around with them.
Well, I feel like we might have some viewers out there that might be really excited about this, not just because of what you're doing, but might also want to get involved. So is there somewhere to contact you, a good way to contact you if they're interested in helping make mats?
Sure, they can use an email address. It's Cherié, CHERIE .WOTM@gmail.com.
Was that for Women of the Moose?
Yes.
Love it.
Women
job.
of the Moose or the Mises.
know it, I
Women
know
of
it.
the Mises.
Well, you did not disappoint. I was so excited, and
You have to give it
I'm
back.
all
You have to
jazzed up.
give it back,
I want her to sign it and give it to me. No, it should get to someone who is going to be its new owner and really will benefit from it. And this is wonderful what you're doing. We can't thank you enough.
Good for you.
Thank you for your recycling and your philanthropic efforts, Cherié, and we would be delighted to have you back anytime on the show.
Oh, thank you.
your
We'll
next
kick
big
Dave
idea.
off and bring you in, and you can just host with. Sorry. Well, we'll be right back with more Week in Review right after this. Don't go anywhere.
I surrender, I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
Do we have a gun?
Welcome back. Now, all the rain that we've been having lately led to a swimming ban at local beaches. Sara Gannon has more about some tips for safe swimming. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. Joining me today at the Health Department is Sally Levine, and she is the supervisor for the Recreational Water Quality Program. Sally, thanks for joining me today. Can you give me a little overview of what your program does for the county?
Sure. From Memorial Day through Labor Day, we monitor 535 miles of shoreline for recreational water quality, looking specifically at enterococci bacteria, which would be an indicator of waste from warm-blooded animals in the water, testing to make sure that the bacteria levels meet the EPA standard for acceptable swimming.
How often do you test?
The frequency of testing is determined on the priority of the beach. Some beaches are prioritized as high and they are sampled weekly. Some are prioritized as a medium, which would be sampled bi-weekly, and a low priority beach is sampled monthly. The beaches are assessed by our staff here at the Health Department, looking at particular criteria to determine the amount of use, pollution threats, the amount of runoff that they may receive, which helps us in the prioritizing.
And that's where our stormwater management comes into place in the county. It affects our waterways, and that's what you all are testing, basically to make sure everything is on the up and up and making sure that things are good for people to swim and use recreational areas. Can you tell the folks of the county, where can you find the advisories?
Advisories are posted on our website, www.aahealth.org. You can also sign up for our e-alerts from the website. Anytime we put a advisory, a closure, or warning out, we will go ahead and send an email alert out to you. We also send an alert out when we lift those advisories. So they're not just for swimmers, but also for boaters in the county that may be leaving their local tributary, going out somewhere else throughout the bay. We do monitor all 535 miles of shoreline in Anne Arundel County where beaches are.
Well, great. And I know we've had a lot of rain this summer. We just went through all the debris and for boaters and fishermen and all that. So, and I know you all had a part, along with DPW, Recreation and Parks, and, of course, Natural DNR, of course. So thank you for your efforts in that and keeping everybody safe this summer. Sally, can you give us some healthy beach tips for the summer?
Healthy beach tips are also posted on our website at www.aahealth.org. The major ones are to avoid swimming after a heavy rain event within 48 hours when all of Anne Arundel County is posted under a preemptive advisory against swimming and direct water contact due to high bacteria levels. Also, you shouldn't swim if you have open cuts or wounds. That's a great place for bacteria to get in and cause infection. If you have a compromised immune system, and you mentioned the storms last week, if you see a hazardous situation with lots of debris floating in the water, another reason to stay out. Anytime you have water contact, we recommend that you bathe with soapy water when you're out.
Very good. And thank you again for all you do for the county. And back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah, and thank you, Sally. Are you ready to go swimming, Dave?
I am so ready.
I know you just moved to a beachside.
I just got like
community.
a waterfront community, and I don't know when to go swimming. I'm having trouble figuring this out.
Yeah, so did you guys get much debris where you live?
We got a good amount, but it wasn't like a lot of the other locations I've seen. It certainly wasn't like City Dock. But, you know, we've had this happen before, and we do kind of know how to deal with it.
There's plans in place to help deal with it.
Cleaning it up. You know, we're bringing out some
DPW's got dumpsters, yep.
for the private communities to help get cleaned up. But the whole thing about when to swim and when not to swim intrigues me, because it's like, I have friends that have worked in this area that have done that work. I have a friend who worked at the Anacostia Watershed Society, so years and years of one of the most polluted rivers in the country, and like, you're not supposed to swim in that river.
Right.
But it happens. People do it, especially the people who work there. So I thought that was a very good primer on like how it works and what the health department does to, you know, give you a range and give you an idea. But it's so tempting. Like, it's a hot day. It's been raining for 3 days straight. It's hot out, and you're like, I want to go swimming. It's beautiful outside. Nope. Gotta wait.
I guess there's apps and sites you can check.
They're like, let's go kayaking. I'm like, it's 98 degrees.
Yeah.
And when you get hot, you can't jump in the water because it's gross.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Swimming pool.
Problems, Kristen.
No, I mean, it really.
Garden hose.
A good garden hose. Sprinkler. Take it back old school.
Slip and slide.
Oh man, I saw a slip and slide go down on Facebook where they were adults and knocking out bowling pins, huge inflatable bowling pins, and I thought we should try that on Week in Review.
Well, I thought if there's anywhere that's going to go down, it's the Laguna Cabana, baby.
You hear that, Sherry?
Come on, Sherry, let's go.
Need the slip and slide. With
now the pins are, you buy the pins, they're inflatable.
Huge, like,
oh my God, we have to do this.
60 feet tall bowling pins.
Your parents would totally do this, right?
Oh yeah.
They're totally in.
Oh yeah.
I want an invitation.
I know.
I've been waiting for an invitation anyway, and the summer's almost over, Kristen.
All right, Mom.
Summer's almost over. I've been waiting patiently. I don't complain.
And he needs to get in some water.
I don't complain.
He's waiting patiently after this debris.
I want some slip and slide.
Yeah.
And we're going to tape it. Chuck's going to come, and he's going to tape us making fools of ourselves doing the slip and slide.
Well, Chuck's going to have to do it too.
Chuck's going to do it too.
And I'll tape Chuck.
No, you tape Chuck. Okay. That wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archive episodes online anytime on Facebook or YouTube by simply searching for Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.